21-year-old South African artist TYLA has made it very clear that she doesn't.
It's so funny how y'all are calling Americans entitled because we're.
The problem here is that we are trying to have.
You can only guess whose argument hurt the most, who's upset the most, and the most angry about.
The problem here is that we. The problem here is that we are trying to have an educated and intellectual conversation with a country whose schools are filled with more bullets than books. So education has never been your priority, and hence why you're spewing so much garbage that you're not even trying to learn anything from anyone.
I'm really sorry, I'm ready to pay for this.
That video basically boils down a lot of the conversation around TYLA. That video, like, people are laughing at that and finding it funny and do not see the connection between TYLA and xenophobia. Like, that audio is disgusting, and the fact that y'all think it's funny and laughing at it is deeply disturbing.
How come this whole stuff with TYLA is not just xenophobia?
TYLA barely sold freaking 4,000 copies in her first week for her new EP because of the disrespect she displayed towards Black American people.
TYLA's apparently getting canceled. Well, I'm not sure if she's getting canceled, but she allegedly flopped with the new man.
When TYLA blew up, it didn't feel gradual at all. 1 minute she was posting dance clips and singing in her bedroom, and the next she's on Jimmy Fallon, winning a Grammy and being called the next big thing. It was surreal. Water wasn't just a viral song, it had a grip on culture. It made people outside of South Africa really stop and pay attention to Amapiano. For a while, it felt like she cracked open the door for the whole sound to go global. But the internet doesn't let anyone win quietly. As fast as she rose, people started tearing her apart just as fast. Suddenly, the conversation shifted. Is she really black? Is she just using South Africa as a prop? Is she an industry plant? People were dissecting old clips, calling her a mean girl, saying that she wasn't authentic enough, she wasn't African enough, she wasn't relatable enough. It became less about her music and more about everything else that she represented to everyone. And that's what really happens when you blow up in this era. The moment you're labeled the next Rihanna, the bar gets pushed sky high, and one misstep, whether it's real or imagined, can turn public praise into suspicion. With TYLA, her identity became the battleground. Colorism, diaspora wars, authenticity politics, it all landed on her lap while she was probably just trying to enjoy her moment. She's still insanely talented, but the pressure to be perfect, to represent a whole continent, to be likable, to be black enough by internet standards is crushing. Her story isn't a fall from grace, it's a reminder of how fame works now. Fame is fast, unforgiving, and brutally public. You go from a breakout star to a controversy in record time, even if all you did was show up and win. That being said, let me introduce myself. Hi guys, my name is Jewel, and on this channel I speak about whatever I want to speak about, whether trendy or not. I do deep dives, commentary, documentary, literally whatever piques my interest, what I speak about. So that being said, let's get straight into this video. If you want to see more of me, kindly like, share, and subscribe if you care. And let's get straight into this video. Let's speak about the early life and musical beginnings of TYLA. TYLA was born on January 30, 2002 in Johannesburg, South Africa. She grew up in a busy household right in the middle of 5 kids, surrounded by noise, energy, and culture. Her background is a blend of Indian, Zulu, Mauritian, and Irish roots, which pretty much reflects how mixed and layered South Africa is as a country. Growing up with that kind of heritage, you don't just get exposed to different languages or foods, you also pick up different perspectives, different rhythms, different ways of expressing yourself. And you can hear that in TYLA's music. From the very beginning, TYLA was so laser focused. She wasn't one of those kids who said that she wanted to be a singer one day and a doctor the next. And I'm speaking about myself. Music for TYLA was what she wanted to do. That was the dream, full stop, point blank period. She said in interviews at the moment that she could talk, she was already telling people that she was going to be a singer. No hesitation, no backup plan, no ifs, buts, when, or whatever. She knew what she wanted right from birth. And she didn't just say it, she put in the work. She grew up in a musical family, so it wasn't strange for her to be singing around the house, but she took it further. She started posting covers of Beyonce and Justin Bieber online, experimenting with writing her own songs and slowly building up her own style while teaching herself how to navigate the basics of music.
Hey, I'm Tyler Cecil. I'm 11 years old and I'm going to be singing for Badasmu. Well, let me tell you a story about a girl and a boy. He fell in love with his best friend, which is around, it feels nothing but joy.
After finishing school, she tried the traditional route for a second. She enrolled in university to study mining engineering, but it didn't take long for her to realize that sitting in lectures and calculating rock formations wasn't it. Music was still her calling, and it was louder than ever.
I think like some of your fans may not know this, but before you properly pursued music, you considered taking a degree in mining engineering.
Yeah.
What was the story behind that?
Guys, okay, literally my parents were like, you have to study. Like they were not having it. When I was telling them like, no, I just want to make music. They were not having it. They said, go study. And then I almost accepted defeat and I almost went into mining engineering only because it was what was going to pay me the most. Literally, that was the only reason. I'm happy I didn't because, imagine me in the mines. No.
And when did your parents finally like accept that maybe this is the right path?
Literally when the response of getting late was like crazy, then they were like, okay, you can carry on doing what you need to do. But before then, they were on my neck, I'm telling you.
But also now that you've like won a Grammy, I'm sure that...
Now they're like, do whatever.
So she made the choice that a lot of people were scared to make. She dropped out, but she didn't just drop out. She had to get the approval from her parents. So her parents gave her a year to make it big in the music industry. If not, she was going to take her ass back to school. So she dropped out, no fallbacks, no guarantees, just a full-on leap into the unknown to chase something that she truly believed in. And that decision turned out to be perfectly timed. Right about that period was when the pandemic hit and the whole world went into lockdown. Everyone was online. TikTok started blowing up and TYLA saw the opportunity. She used the platform to post dance videos, song covers, and other creative content that, helped her stand out. Slowly but surely, people started noticing her. She wasn't just another girl dancing on TikTok. She had a presence, especially in South Africa. And obviously, she had talent and she had a vibe that just made people want to keep watching her. That momentum just started to build and it led straight into her first real breakout, because in late 2019 she dropped a debut single titled Getting Late with a producer called Cool Drink. That was the moment that everything started to shift. The song had this fresh addictive feel. It blended her smooth pop leaning vocals with the signature log drum bounce of amapiano. That is, in case you don't know what amapiano is the South African house genre. So the South African house genre of music. And around that time in 2019-2020, it was really bubbling at that time that even some Nigerians and Afrobeat artists like Adekunle Gold incorporated it into their own song. But she wasn't just copying what was trending, she put her own twist on it, something that she ended up calling popiano. So popiano is a mix of pop music and amapiano. So in this song, the song felt fun, catchy, and it still felt true to her roots. And honestly, rewatching that song again after like 2 years while researching for this, I really like the song, honestly. And people loved it too, because when it came out, I didn't know who TYLA was, honestly. The track started gaining serious attention in South Africa, and when the music video dropped in 2021, it exploded. Currently, it sits at 12 million views, but then she had like millions of views, which was way beyond what she ever expected. She's even said in interviews that it went from 0 to 100 out of nowhere. It was her first time seeing her work just resonate like that, and it confirmed something that she probably already knew deep down, which was that she had something real. That song didn't just introduce TYLA to the public, it made it clear that she was onto something unique. She wasn't trying to water anything down for the sake of going global. She was just blending her world with the pop world in a way that felt organic, not forced, and people responded to that, not because it was manufactured or part of some label plan, but because it felt new, it felt felt hers and it felt honest. It was a kind of debut that just set the stage for something bigger. And that's exactly what happened next. Now let's speak about her breakout hit and global stardom. TYLA didn't just land on Epic's lap out of nowhere, because by 2020, people in South Africa already knew her because of the song Getting Late. And in case you don't know, like I said earlier, Getting Late is a collab that she did with Cool Drink. That song really popped locally, and the video ended up doing serious numbers on YouTube. I'm sure you'll be like, oh, like 12 million is small, but like it was a big thing for a newcomer, especially someone in South Africa who that was literally her first official debut. That was also the first time that people outside of South Africa started paying attention to her. By 2020, TYLA already had hits at home because of Getting Late. That song wasn't just popular, it had done numbers. Labels, they pay attention to that kind of traction, because when you're a brand new artist and your debut racks up millions of views on YouTube, it puts you on a list. And make no mistake, big labels like Epic, they have entire teams whose job is to find that early buzz. So these people are called A&R scouts, which is also known as artist and repertoire. Back in the day, scouts would physically go to clubs and talent shows, but now most of their job is digital. They spend hours combing through TikTok, YouTube, Spotify and Instagram and SoundCloud, tracking which artists are trending and who is building a real audience and what songs are starting to pop off organically. They look at the metrics, how many streams a song gets per week, how many people are saving it, whether an artist's TikTok sound is being used by other creators, how fast their Instagram following is growing. And TYLA's Getting Late video just checked a lot of those boxes. It wasn't just popular, it had staying power, and timing also mattered too. Around that period, Afrobeats was already breaking into the US mainstream with artists like Burna Boy, Wizkid and Tems, while Amapiano was bubbling internationally. Epic Records, like other labels, they were looking to grab the next act who could just push that sound further. They wanted something young, something fresh, something different. They wanted someone who could represent Africa but also translate to a global audience. TYLA stood out because she had multiple angles working in her favor. First was her talent. She could sing, she could dance, and she had a polished stage presence even as a newcomer. Second was her look. Labels care about marketability, and TYLA, whether you like it or not, she has this unique image that stands out in photos and videos. Thirdly, and this was probably the biggest factor, it was her internet presence. Even before Water, she had consistently been posting like TikToks, covers and dance clips. She wasn't just waiting to be discovered, she was building an audience on her own. To a label, that means less a risk. If you can already pull views by yourself, imagine what you can do with money and a team behind you. So Epic, they swooped in, they reached out, they negotiated, and they locked her in before any other label had a better deal. Once she signed, things just escalated quickly. Suddenly, she had access to top producers, writers, choreographers, etc. She wasn't just another local act anymore. Now, she was just being positioned as the next global star. Water was the moment all that planning paid off. It was a calculated single that was designed to travel. On the outside looking in, one would think that Water was her first music under Epic Records, but when I looked at her music catalog on YouTube, the first music that she released was under Flourish and Multiply Entertainment, which was her Getting Late music video that I mentioned earlier. And after that, her next song, Overdue, which was also used in the Blood and Water South Africa Netflix series, which, oh my god, if you haven't watched after this video, go and watch it. Very worth it. So that was her second video, or that was the second music that was signed into Epic Records. So now let's get to Water. The beat in Water carried Amapiano and Afrobeat influences. The hook was simple and addictive, and the dance challenge just made it impossible to ignore. Labels, they now actively factor in TikTok into release strategies, and Epic Records, they used that playbook perfectly with TYLA. When the song blew up, they were ready because they had TV appearances lined up, they had live performances performances booked and marketing pushes were scheduled to make sure that she wasn't just a one-hit TikTok artist. This is how it usually works. So basically, labels, they track artists digitally, they measure their momentum and then decide whether they are worth investing in. TYLA stood out because she wasn't just talented, she was already creating her own lane and moving the needle without any help. So Epic Records, they saw that and they moved quickly. And that's why her story just feels so fast. One year, she was still mainly known in South Africa. The next, she was performing on Jimmy Fallon and picking up a Grammy. In my opinion, it was luck, a mix of timing, talent, and a label that knew how to push her into the global light, whether they were doing it behind the scenes or not. By the end of 2023, TYLA wasn't just a newcomer anymore. She was being positioned as the next big pop and R&B star to come out of Africa. The international press was running with it, hyping her up as the next Rihanna, and TYLA leaned into it. She openly cited Aaliyah and Rihanna as her biggest influences, and you could see it in how she carried herself. Basically, she said she wanted to be bigger than Rihanna. And girl, you could have just said, I'm inspired by Rihanna. Rihanna is still alive, whether she's putting out music or not. You saying you want to be bigger than her when she's still alive? Girl, you could have. I understand that she had confidence, but she could have just let it be like that, because that was when people were like, girl, I'm gonna clip your wings.
Who were some of the ones that inspired you early on?
I listened to a lot of Brian McKnight, Boyz II Men, Aaliyah. Rihanna was like, I just wanted to be her.
You got a favorite Rihanna song that comes to mind?
I really like California King Bed.
Okay.
Because I have like a memory attached to it. Like, I just remember being small.
Yeah.
And asking my parents to just sit down and watch me perform the song. And I was just like putting on outfits and doing a whole performance for my family. And yeah, that's up to Rihanna. She's done an amazing job. And I hope to one day be on that level and even bigger, you know?
Oh, yes.
Because I really believe.
So like I said, she had that laid back confidence, the effortless style, the ability to own a stage even if she wasn't doing much. And of course, she had the look that made people to just stop scrolling. The industry started giving her its stamp of approval almost immediately. At the 2024 Grammys, she even won the first ever award for Best African Music Performance with the song Water. That song was so popular that was like, the next time I hear that song, I'm literally going to break the record player, honestly. Her winning this award, it was a massive deal. It wasn't just recognition for her, it was the global music world officially acknowledging her as a face of the new African sound. Later that year in September, she won Best Afrobeat Video at the MTV VMAs, beating out some of the biggest names in the genre, which I don't think she deserved to win that award. I'm so sorry. Number one, she's not an Afrobeat artist, she's an amapiano artist, she's not Afrobeat, which she also came out and rectified that, and you know, she said it that she's not an Afrobeat artist. Anyways, by 22, she already had 2 major international awards under her belt. That kind of recognition doesn't usually come that fast for someone who just a year earlier was only known locally. To most people, it looked like the dream come true. She went from making music in South Africa to walking red carpets, going to the Met Gala, performing on US television, and being billed as the hottest new star out of the continent, all in the space of a year. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was so dizzying to watch, and for a moment, it really did feel like she was about to dominate the global stage. But with that kind of rise comes pressure. TYLA's fame was built almost entirely on the back of one viral hit, and the internet is not a patient place. People wanted to see if she could follow Water with another smash just as big, and when she did not deliver one instantly, the tone of the conversation around her just started to shift. The same internet that had boosted her was now nitpicking everything. When nitpicking her personality, her interviews, her identity, her performances, literally even down to her photo shoot. Suddenly, it wasn't just about the music anymore. It was about whether she was authentic enough, African enough, or talented enough to deserve the spotlight that she was given. On top of that, she hit the casual pitfalls of sudden sudden stardom. That is the cultural misstep, the awkward public moments and controversies that got magnified online because she was under so much scrutiny. None of them might have been career ending on their own, but added together, they started chipping away at the shine that was on TYLA. Some fans began calling her overrated, while others accused her of being an industry plant that was propped up by a label machine. By 2025, the story had shifted. People were questioning if her moment had already passed. It became less about celebrating her wins and more about debating her decline. For someone so young and so new to the global stage, it was a harsh reminder of how quickly the internet just builds you up and how much quicker it can flip on you. That being said, let's speak about her racial identity and the colored controversy and diaspora wars. One of the biggest curveballs that TYLA faced when she broke into the US market wasn't about her music at all, it was about her identity. Back home in South Africa, TYLA has always called herself colored. That word in South Africa isn't an insult, it's literally a community. It's a whole culture that grew out of apartheid era classifications but has since become a legitimate identity. TYLA is Zulu, Indian and Mauritius according to her, and to her, colored is just a normal part of who she is. She's also said that she considers herself black in the broader sense because she knows racial categories shift depending on where you are in the world. But when she brought that label into the US, everything changed. In June of 2024, she sat down with the Breakfast Club and Charlemagne pressed her about what it meant to be colored in South Africa. It was a very awkward moment and I wish she had said something, but instead of diving into the history, she kind of dodged the question. Probably because she didn't want to say the wrong thing live on air, but in that hesitation, she lost control of the story. The clip that spread online just made her look like she didn't want to claim blackness and people just ran with it. To the ears of an American, especially a black American, colored is a word that is tied to segregation and racism. It's outdated, it's offensive, and it's heavy with history. So when US audiences heard TYLA use it without explanation, they assumed the worst.
If TYLA wanted to use the word colored, that's good on her. Black Americans are just not going to engage with it. I have people telling me, oh, you need to educate yourself about being colored. No, you're not going to Jim Crow my black ass. She could take her ass back to South Africa where they got that apartheid going on. Go back there. It's okay. Take your colonized ass back there and let them call you colored. I will never take advice from a South African. Understand this. When will people realize that black Americans, we accept a lot of people in American music because we love to see other black people do good even if they are not from this country. But the moment that you try to be funny in our face and play identity politics, we still have the key to the gate. We still have the key to the gate. We still own the keys. She tried to play identity politics. The people around her tried to play identity politics and they lost the game. I'm sorry to tell you. People talking about we need to educate ourselves about being called colored. Understand, you must not understand how America works because the moment that black Americans open up that door to be called colored, guess what's coming behind there? Because you give them an inch here, they will take a mile. You're not going to Jim Crow us. No. This is why they did try to call people colored and blacks. They wanted to take the human aspect out of it. So being called people of color and black people is a very different thing. Now, if you don't stand on those values, that's okay, but we're just not going to consume your music. You do not have the privilege of having us be your fan base. It's okay. And trust me, when black Americans don't listen to it, nobody's going to listen to it. We are the trendsetters. They just steal the trends.
21-year-old South African artist TYLA has made it very clear that she doesn't identify as black and she prefers to identify as colored because of her mixed race. And this is causing a discourse. And you can only guess who's arguing with her the most, who's upset the most, and the most angry about her saying she's a colored person. Mind you, she's from South Africa. Being a colored person is basically saying you are mixed biracial of white and black descent or Asian descent, I think. And y'all will fight that. Y'all will be angry, but it's the truth. Black American people want to consider everybody black with a drop of black in them. Everybody not black. And y'all get mad at me. And my point is constantly being proven that being biracial and being black is two different things. And when I tell y'all biracial people can't represent black people, y'all get upset. That's not true. You can't tell somebody how black they are. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, wah, wah. Because these biracial mixed race women or multiracial women are coming out and saying, I don't feel black. I don't walk around as black. I don't identify with black culture, maybe. Whatever they tell you. And y'all will still try to force them to be black. Do you know how dumb you sound to try to force somebody to be black if they're not black? Y'all need to unpack that. Unpack it. Unpack it. I love the fact that she told y'all what she is and she's standing on it. I love that for her. Okay? Because at this point, we can identify her exactly as she is. She don't have to take up black women's spaces. She don't have to be the first black woman who did this. The first black, because she not black. Shout out to TYLA. Your music.
Black Twitter accused her of separating herself from blackness or seeing herself as superior because of her lighter skin and her mixed background. South Africans came rushing to defend her, explaining that colored is a cultural identity at home and it is not a slur.
It's so funny how y'all are calling Americans entitled because we're asking for...
The problem here is that we are trying to have an educated and intellectual conversation with a country whose schools are filled with more bullets than books. So education has never been your priority, and hence why you're spewing so much garbage that you're not even trying to learn anything from anyone. I want to hold your hand when I tell you this. America is not the golden standard for the world. The expectation is not that everything that is American is perfect. I know movies and music videos have lied to us, and yes, in Africa, some of us may have believed that America was a great country until we allowed ourselves to interact with you guys on the internet, and then we realized, spaza shop that thing. Now let me hold your hand once again and explain something to you. If your identity requires a hyphen in order for you to have an identity, let me give you an example. African American, Black American. I would think that you would then sit down and listen to the people whose identities you have hyphenated together to get your identity. Because if you are calling yourself an African American, I would think that you would want to then listen to Africans when they are teaching you about the culture that you only tap into during holidays when you are going to the motherland to be in touch with your roots. We don't have to step in and out during holiday periods within our cultures and our identities because we live them on a daily basis. You need to step and learn from us what Africanacity is, what being an African is. You can't even point out Africa in a map. Some of you in America, majority of you, still think we roam around with lions. Majority of you can't even identify and distinguish between African as a continent and countries in Africa. But here y'all are, trying to fight someone who's clearly telling you that in their country, there is a denomination of people called colored people. As a matter of fact, a typical American person, if they were to arrive in South Africa, we would spot them as a colored person until they told us otherwise. And when they do tell us otherwise, do you know what's the difference between my country and yours? We would respect your identity. But nay, you will not do that because you can't even respect the identities of Native Americans. You can't even respect the identities of Americans in your own country. There are trans people whose rights you're trying to take away the identities of women. You're trying to... anything and everything that seems to be a little bit of a threat and that does not align with your movie-filled and movie-thrilled world, you'll want to attack. TYLA went to America and became successful. She's not there to take anyone's bread or butter. This is the same thing you're doing with Mexicans by trying to strip them of their power, trying to strip them of their identity and make them identify something that you want. TYLA is colored in South Africa. What you should have done as a person who's hyphenating their identity is then sit down and ask yourself, what are colored people? Where do I fit in when it comes to this? And go and learn about colored people in South Africa. South Africa, which is in Africa, the Africa that you fought for to hyphenate and identify as. But when it comes to us informing you and educating you about our continent, you then want to tell us that we should respect you. Respect you as what? You went and called yourself Shaniqua, Laniqua, and Eloise and thought you were being African while you were mocking us without even understanding who we are. Your lineage is and your bloodline is African. And the only people who can call that country America Americans are the endangered Indians that are from there, that you guys have displaced. Americans, all you are doing is that you are colonized and now you are sub-colonizers. You are wanting to replicate the same oppression that white people did unto you to anyone else who identifies as anything that's different. Congratulations, you are black. But I'm assuming that your blackness also stems from the motherland that you tap into when you feel like it. And if that is the case, maybe you should sit down, listen, and let's explain to you what blackness is actually in Africa. We are tired of this conversation. We are over it. And quite honestly, TYLA, step on the next some more, my baby. Because somehow they think you were only successful when you arrived in America. You were not. And even if they were to kick you out of America, you'd still be successful here in Africa. And that is our conversation, and that is the end. If your identity requires you to hyphenate, listen to the two parties that you've hyphenated with. And so far, there's nothing about you that you can identify without Africa or Americans. And you are neither. Without the two parties. Listen to the two. Then come back to us. And TYLA is African. When she's teaching you something, learn. But she's from the roots that you only tap into with.
But instead of creating understanding, the whole thing just spiraled into the usual diaspora wars. I'm talking about Africans and Black Americans just arguing back and forth online, each side frustrated that the other doesn't get it. The internet had a field day. Memes, they popped up calling her confused. There were edits of the clip that exaggerated her pause and comments like she only wants to be black when it's convenient. Some TikToks mocked her accent or cut the interview to make her look even more unsure. What I don't understand is why people mock African accents, but if a Scottish person or someone from Wales speaks to you, you would not be able to understand them. If people mock, even my accent, people mock my accent a lot. Not a lot, I won't say a lot, but people mock my accent on my YouTube channel. But I bet you, if someone from Scotland speaks to you, you would not understand. Okay, I'm saying Scotland. Someone from Liverpool or Birmingham, you would not understand what they're saying. But if it's someone from Africa, all of a sudden, you'll just mock the accent like you don't understand what the person is saying. And if you think, oh, it's funny, it's not funny. Back to TYLA, because this section is a little bit triggering for me, and I'm praying so much not to deviate from the topic at hand. So like I said, the whole vibe shifted from celebrating her rise to tearing her down. And for TYLA, who was just building her US fan base, this wasn't just an embarrassing moment. It was also damaging to her career. In R&B and in pop spaces, support from Black American listeners is very, very crucial, undeniably. And now some of that support just started slipping away. So 2 days or 3 days ago, I remember watching a commentary YouTuber speak about this TYLA case, and instead of giving nuance, he made it worse. This is someone who claims to be well-traveled. He says that instead of paying money to stay in a resort, he would rather stay in the locals to see how they live. He claims that whenever he travels, he prefers staying with the people who are from there so that he would get the best experience. While speaking about this TYLA case, he lumped the entire African continent together and said that Africans bring their torn luggage to America without having anything to do in their own country. Not only was that comment very stupid, that was a very stupid and low comment for someone who claims to travel. That comment was also flat out ignorant. Africa is a continent with 54 countries and thousands of cultures, languages, and history. It is rich, diverse, and constantly evolving. So to say that Africans have nothing to do at home erases all of that and fits into tired stereotypes about the continent being stagnant or poor. That was very triggering, and honestly, what do I expect from someone who says that they should have gotten Diddy's money and ran away to Nigeria and hide from Diddy instead of calling Diddy to place and saying what Diddy did was very inhumane? What do I expect from someone who says that? But anyways, Okay, honestly, I am tired of people seeing Africa as this, first of all, seeing it as a country. Africa is not a country, Africa is a continent. I'm tired of people, when I tell them I'm from Nigeria, they ask me, when did you learn English? Meanwhile, a simple Google search will tell you that the official language in Nigeria is English, okay? British English, that's the official language of Nigerians. I'm tired of, I remember one time, someone was like, for someone who grew up back at home, you act as an Oreo. So I don't get it. Like, what's that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean? People think that Africa is this poor country. I remember when Tiffany Haddish, sorry, I'm pivoting, but like, I'm pissed off right now. I remember when Tiffany Haddish went to Tanzania and she was so surprised that there were shopping malls. Who can remember when the French media asked Chimamanda Achebe was like, are there bookstores in Nigeria? People have these stupid poor stereotypes about Africans. Like, if you want to talk about TYLA, talk about her. Don't bring the continent into it. I am Nigerian. I am African. If you want to see a typical place of how Africa or Nigeria looks like, there are lots of Nigerian movies on YouTube where you can see what Lagos looks like. You all say, oh, Africa is poor, Nigeria is poor. But when we go to the UK or to America to school, we pay our full school fees without student loan. We literally pay international school fees for a country that people deem as so poor and cannot work or does not wear shoes and does not have shopping malls. We pay our school fees, our accommodation and everything. You people have fed into what the media has portrayed our country to look like or our continent to look like. Literally. And seeing that comment from someone who claims to be well traveled, he said, I've traveled everywhere, and you come out to say something that ignorant and stupid, you should be ashamed of yourself. Honestly, you should be ashamed of yourself. What do you mean bring their luggage to America without having anything to do in their own country? To say that Africans have nothing to do at home erases all of that, and it fits into tired stereotypes about the continent being stagnant or poor. Comments like this, they don't just misinform, they fuel the same tension that flares up in diaspora wars. You can come and be speaking about Africans or this or that, but at the end of the day, we're all black. We are literally all black. A white person, before they are being racist to you, they'll not ask you, are you Black American or are you African or are you Nigerian? What they see first is the color of your skin. And the sad truth is that this bias has history. Africans living in the US have long been mocked with insults like African booty scratcher. Kids grew up hearing that in schools, and the stigma, it stuck. Those kinds of slurs created a wall between Africans and African Americans that still shows up today. So when TYLA's breakfast club movements just went viral, it wasn't just about her. It tapped into deeper wounds where Africans feel dismissed and African Americans feel disrespected. Instead of bridging that gap, the internet just deepened it. TYLA, she did try to fix things, but I feel like it was a little too late. I wish her team had prepped her on all the questions, because number one, she was a new person and people would want to know all this about her, especially because she was trying to be relatable or bridge the gap between her and her US audience. I wish they had asked her the best way to answer all those questions. But anyway, she did try to fix things. She went on social media, she explained that she fully embraces her blackness and clarified that colored is just a South African identity that exists alongside it. She said that she never meant to divide anyone and that she sees herself as representing African music on the global stage. But by then, like I said, I feel like it was a little too late because the damage was already done. Once a story takes hold online, the thing is, sadly, it sticks. Some people even connected her weaker US numbers to the backlash. There was a comment that flat out said that her low album sales were a lesson to stop playing with Black Americans. Whether or not that is true, it just shows how perception just turns into action. Once part of an audience decide that you're not for them, they would stop streaming, they would not buy tickets, and suddenly your momentum is sadly going to slow down. So if we're being very fair, TYLA never insulted anyone. She didn't deny yet. Let me say, she never insulted anyone yet. She did not deny being Black. At worst, she was unprepared to explain decades of South African history in a quick radio interview. I wish she was prepped prior to this. But the thing about the internet does doesn't do nuance. It deals in sound bites, it deals in memes, it deals in outrage. And Tyla, who is just 22 years, she just found herself at the center of an identity war that she did not start. Yet she still had to carry the fallout from this whole mess. Now let's speak about her controversies, the criticism she's faced, and the mean girl label. When Tyla first blew up, people loved the fact that she was very confident and fresh, but once she became a household name, everything she did just started to get dissected. So about 2024 and 2025, her image just shifted from being the fun new pop girl to someone that people accused of being arrogant or even a mean girl. Take Coachella 2025 for example. This was her debut as one of the biggest festivals in the world. But instead of her performance being the headline, people focused on her outfit. It was not as deep as a blonde after, if that's English, but at first when people focused on her outfit, I feel like it would have just died down if she hadn't said anything. So basically, she wore this jeweled green bra top with denim shorts and a body chain, and immediately people started comparing it to Britney Spears 2001 VMA's look. And side-by-side pictures were everywhere and people accused her of copying Britney without giving credit. Tyla hopped online and said that she loved Britney but she didn't copy her. So in her words, she said no inspo though. She just thought that the outfit was cute, which honestly, fair enough. But when a fan called her a copycat who was just so full of herself, she fired back with, personally, I think you should shut the fuck up. Even before she replied to this person, I feel like Tyla should not have said that reply. She could have just said, first of all, she could have kept quiet or said, oh, it was my stylist that picked this up and I'm so privileged to like wear what Britney wore, you know, something to, you know, that was neutral or appreciative. But the fact she was like no inspo though or something, like it came off like she was being arrogant. So when the person said that, oh, she was so full of herself and she said, personally, I think you should shut the fuck up, that was what went viral. That was what went viral and it ended up overshadowing her whole Coachella debut.
TYLA had a very weird response to somebody on Twitter who said that they loved the Britney Spears inspo that TYLA was wearing. She wore an outfit that was similar to the I'm a Slave for You with the snake, the whole thing, the iconic outfit. Very similar. Like, very obviously inspired by Britney Spears. Whether TYLA knew it or not, her stylist definitely did. She writes back, love her, but I just thought the outfit was fly. No inspo. Somebody wrote, I personally think she's a copycat and too full of herself. And she wrote, personally, I think you should shut the fuck up.
Do you think TYLA picked that outfit out herself?
No, I do not think you coincidentally pick out an outfit that looks so close to the Britney Spears outfit on accident. With the green. Her stylist must have gotten inspired by Britney Spears, but didn't tell TYLA this is Britney Spears inspo. Like, it just felt unnecessary for her to even like kind of respond and be like, no inspo when it's so identical. You know, like not identical, but it is so similar.
It's not an insult.
No.
Like, she acted like that person saying, oh, Britney inspo was like a bad thing. Like, it's okay to say, your outfit's inspired by an iconic outfit.
For sure.
Some people laughed and said it's good for her, while other people just thought that it was cocky and unprofessional. Because some people did not take it seriously, but like other people were like, girl, like you could have kept quiet, like you're being unprofessional, you're being cocky, you're really full of yourself, you're an uppity African, according to Armand Wiggins. Either way, the story wasn't about her music, it was about her mouth. Then that reminds us of like the VMAs in 2024, where another example, TYLA won Best Afrobeat Video for Water, which should have been a huge positive milestone, even though again I stand on the ground that she didn't deserve the award because she's not an Afrobeat artist. First of all, she's an piano artist, which I said she came out to acknowledge that. But on stage, she joked that the trophy was just too heavy and then she asked someone for help and Lil Nas X like held it while she gave the speech. It was light-hearted in the moment, but it looked awkward because before Lil Nas X held it, he seemed confused and Halle Bailey just smiled politely and shook her head, and the clip just spread online with people just calling her extra. People were saying that she's cringy, that who does she think she is, that she cannot hold her own award.
The VMA award was too heavy for TYLA.
You guys know me and holding awards. I'm not strong enough. Please. Are you able to offer me? Yes, thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Firstly, thank you. Thank you, my Tigers. Thank you, MTV, my team, God, everyone. This is such a big moment for Africa, African music. Like, guys, the global impact that water has had on the world just proves that African music can be pop music too. Yeah. Like, this is just so special, but also bittersweet, because I know there's a tendency to group all African artists under Afrobeat. It's a thing, and even though Afrobeat has run things and has opened so many doors for us, African music is so diverse. It's more than just Afrobeat. I come from South Africa. I'm a piano. I represent my culture, and I just want to shout out all the Afrobeats artists in this category with me. Shout out Thames, Ira Star, shout out Loj, shout out Rema, Whiskey, Burna Boy, all of us. And yeah, I love you guys. Africa to the world. Stream my album, TYLA. And thank you again.
Later that night, TYLA jumped on Twitter to address it, saying, "Y'all make everything weird. I was not asking my girl Halle. We're just girls. Shut the fuck up. I won a VMA." She clearly meant it in a playful way, in my own opinion. But obviously, she's had all these allegations and all these stereotypes just rubbed against her. And people just were like, yeah, this is it. It rubbed people the wrong way, because instead of being remembered for her win or her speech where she made a good point about Amapiano being its own sound, the focus became her telling people to shut the fuck up again. It made her look defensive and to some other people a little bit entitled. Now, let's speak about the Usher situation, which, in my opinion, her being cancelled for this is given weird. I didn't even know that this existed until I watched RRG and they brought up the Usher situation, and I was like, okay, now y'all are pushing it, okay? So basically, during one of his shows, TYLA was pulled up on stage by Usher, because this is what he normally does. Like, he would either like dance with you or like put a shirt in your mouth or whatever. Like, he would grind on you, expect you to twerk on him. So basically, Usher, as he always does, he started doing his signature dance routine, getting close, grinding a little, and we all know that this is his thing, yeah? At first, she played along, but then she leaned back and created some distance, and immediately people dragged her online and they said that she was acting weird, or that she wasn't fun enough, or that she had ruined the vibe. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that part annoyed me. Usher's whole MO has always been whining and grinding on women on stage, which is good and all and dandy, and people have always, they even want him to like whine on them. But TYLA did not sign up to be touched if she wasn't comfortable. Like, if she wanted to put space between herself and him, that is her fucking right. I don't think she should be shamed for not wanting someone on her body, even if it's Usher. Personally, I can relate. I don't like being touched without my permission. Sometimes I don't even like to be touched at all. I could enjoy you like caressing my body, and after a while I get overwhelmed, like, please don't touch me, it's okay. Even at a party, it would take a miracle for me to grind on a stranger, because that's how uncomfortable I get. That does not make me uptight, it's my boundary, and TYLA deserves the same autonomy. To me, the backlash that she got for that was unfair. It wasn't about her being rude, it was about her deciding where her comfort line was.
The way the internet will sit there and switch the narrative on you needs to be studied, because there's no way we all looked at that same video and said TYLA was running away from Usher. I went to Usher concert yesterday, and please give that man his flowers, because he ate down, but he decided to go to the VIP section to see who was in the VIP section, and TYLA happened to be there. So he goes to the VIP section, he shouts out TYLA, and he gives her flowers, and he plays her song. And guess who got the whole thing on recording? Me. Now, before I play the recording, I want y'all to look at this man's hand, because TYLA was not running away from this man. He literally tells her to go to the other side with his finger. You can see his finger say, go this way. And I rest my fucking case. All of y'all just saw, oh, she wasn't trying to dance with him. He literally said, go this way. Because I was literally sitting next to my friend, and my friend was just like, not her backing away from Usher. But not only that, even if she didn't want to, okay, respect her boundaries. Not everybody want to be danced behind. She probably respected his wife. She probably not trying to be talked about in the blogs. Like, and she still ended up doing it regardless. And she didn't even do nothing wrong. Stop playing with my girl TYLA and stop playing with Usher. The show is amazing. Y'all need to stop trying to find everything negative.
On top of these headline-grabbing moments, there was a constant hum of industry plant accusations. People couldn't wrap their heads around how she went from one viral song to late-night shows to tours to award stages so quickly. And people were skeptical, which honestly, I do not even blame them, because the speed of it all just seemed manufactured. They pointed at her budget, her features, her placement, and said it was all too neat and too polished. I'm not gonna lie, I see where they're coming from. Whether that's fair or not, the whispers, they stuck, and in stan culture, once you're labeled a plant, people just start to see you as inauthentic. Then there were the smaller moments, like the interviews where she seemed quiet or distant, or people decided that she was stuck up. Clips where she rolled her eyes and people were criticizing her, saying that she was rude. Gossip forums, they started nitpicking her body language and claiming that she thought she was better than everyone else. Even her confidence in photo shoots, which should have been a strength, got twisted into arrogance, and that's how the Mean Girl story just built up. It wasn't one big scandal, it was a bunch of little things that were piled up on top of each other until people just stopped talking about her talent and just started talking about her attitude. Some of it was her own doing, I'm not gonna lie. For example, why are you snapping at fans online? That would not help, especially when you know that everyone's eyes are on you. But some of it, I'm not gonna lie, it was exaggerated by a culture that just loves to pick women apart.
The critique of TYLA being an uppity African not only ties into the gendered expectations that are placed upon female artists, but also the narratives about like how African women in the global entertainment industry should act. Because it seems like a lot of you want them to be the image of gratitude and submission and humility, when in reality, she's just a pretty girl from Joburg. And let's pretend for a second that the criticism that TYLA has received has nothing to do with her African identity, okay? And let's pretend the statement was just, she's uppity, not an uppity African. Does that not show the tightrope that female artists walk upon? Because any self-assurance or assertiveness is met with resistance. And you expect them to be so agreeable and unthreatening, and anything that they do that steps outside these confines even slightly, like asking a man to hold a heavy award for them, you're like ready to jump them. And I'm so sorry, before someone says, no, she was asking her, blah, blah, blah. I'm so sorry. They're laughing at you on Twitter, if you didn't see. And you're still going on with these narratives that you create in your head for you. And I just don't get people that don't change their minds at all when presented with new information. Because you see these two girls on Twitter laughing at you, saying it was the voices in your head that made that story up. And here you are talking about, oh, there's still something off about her. Oh, her energy's off, blah, blah, blah. Bro, you're making it up. Anyways, I don't think there's even a sufficient amount of sorries, thank yous, please, excuse me's that TYLA could say to save her from the, I think there's just something off about her, she's arrogant, diva allegations. Because let's be real, these people don't have any real substance to their claims. It's just, I just have a feeling. And don't get me wrong, obviously it's okay to not like her. Like, obviously you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But when people say things like, oh, there's just something off about her, it just sounds so baseless, because it is baseless. Anyways, that's all I have to say today. Shout out the uppity African women. Also, one other thing, guys, you know when people are like criticizing someone, I feel like they just start to lie. Because when people are calling her like a one-hit wonder, why are we lying? Like, obviously music is subjective, so let me speak for myself. I think her album was no skips. Like, genuinely, I was like, wow, this inspired me to go back and listen to her album. But anyways, for the haters, you have to at least say 3-4 hit wonder. Like, don't just be a hater, please. And actually, it doesn't...
With TYLA, every clapback, every facial expression, every awkward moment was used as evidence that she wasn't likable. So when you strip it back, most of these things, wearing serious offenses, telling a troll to shut up, joking about a trophy, pulling away when a man danced too close, these are normal human moments, even to you and I, okay? But when you're new, when you don't have years of hits to buffer you, when you're not Rihanna or Nicki Minaj, the internet does not give you grace. They decide who you are, and by 2025, she was the mean girl that people just love to pick apart. Rihanna built her brand on sharp comebacks, but Rihanna had a stack of hits to back it up. TYLA didn't have the same foundation yet, so her clapbacks read less like wit and more like a maturity, if that makes sense. So that being said, let's speak about the curse of blowing up too fast. So TYLA's rise just shows the double-edged sword of overnight fame. On paper, it looks like a dream. One viral song and suddenly she's on every stage, every playlist and every magazine cover. But when success comes that fast, it doesn't always give you time to build the foundation that you need to survive in the industry. That's the cause of blowing up too quickly. It feels amazing in the moment, but it can turn into a trap if you're not ready. Normally, artists, they spend years grinding. They release mixtape, they open for bigger acts, they build slowly a fan base, and they get used to interviews, they get used to people who criticize them and the chaos that comes with fame. TYLA didn't really get that buffer. After Water blew up, she skipped straight to headliner status. So by early 2024, less than a year after her breakout, her team announced her first solo world tour across North America and Europe. Honestly, that was a very risky thing to do, honestly, because the only thing people knew about TYLA was Water. At the time, she only had a handful of songs that people really knew. I'm not gonna lie, looking from her YouTube, 3 or 4 songs, the one with Arya Star, the one in Blood and Water, and her very first single, then Water. That's what made people really know her. So aside from Water, most casual listeners couldn't name any other track. So many people were pointing out how wild it was to headline a tour with just one bona fide hit. Like, girl, at least open for Caesar. The pressure was enormous. She was expected to sell tickets worldwide. She was expected to entertain crowds for a full set list and prove that she was more than a viral moment, all before she had the time to grow into that role. This girl is 22. She did her first song when she was 19. So on top of that, she had to learn how to navigate global fame in real time. At this time, she was only 21, or is it 22? I don't even know. And she was still figuring herself out while being thrust into high pressure media situations and cultural conversations that she wasn't fully prepared for. Interviews like The Breakfast Club, where she struggled to explain her South African identity to an American audience, it became viral controversies. Her online clapbacks, which might have been shrugged off if she had more goodwill banked, turned into headlines about her being rude or arrogant. Normally, artists have room to make mistakes in the shadows, but TYLA had to make hers in front of millions, and every misstep just got magnified. If you compare her trajectory to someone like Rihanna, the contrast becomes so clear. Rihanna also broke out young, but she had a slower burn. After Upon the Replay, she stacked up hits after hits over a couple of years. She had SOS, Unfaithful, Umbrella, and by the time she became the fashion and cultural icon we know of today, she had already proven herself musically and built a strong fan base. Plus, Rihanna came up in the mid-2000s. I remember I was in secondary school, my first year in secondary school, and I was dancing to Umbrella. She came up in the mid-2000s before social media just picked apart every facial expression that someone made. So when Rihanna clapped back at people who criticized her and other celebrities, people read it as a playful sass. TYLA didn't have that luxury. She had to establish her artistry and her public image at the same time. And with only Water as her real stamp, people felt like they didn't know who she was. That lack of foundation just made it easier for the public to turn on her when controversies popped up. Another problem with blowing up fast is the weight of expectation. Once you drop a song as big as Water, everything after is measured against it. And the truth is, most artists, no matter how talented, they do not replicate that kind of viral magic every time. TYLA did release follow-ups like Girl Next Door and Been Thinking, and even brought Gunna on Jump, but none of them hits the same way. That happens to almost everyone. Even Push to Start, I think Push to Start was the closest that she made after Water that went viral, which I still listen to that song till today. But in her case, the story quickly became she cannot live up to the hype. The same industry that pushed her so hard now started questioning whether she was just a one-hit wonder. And yet, to be fair, her team probably felt like they had no choice. The music world moves so fast. Viral stars, they come and go, and if you don't capitalize immediately, people forget you. So Epic Records, they doubled down, they booked her everywhere, which I think was a fucking mistake. They lined her up in award shows and even gave her that tour, which, girl, I feel like they were doing the most, I'm not gonna lie. They struck while the iron was hot. And the problem is, when you scale up too quickly, the crash just comes just as quick. TYLA became a case study of how the industry sometimes chews up artists before rushing them into the spotlight before they are fully ready. It's not that she did something horribly wrong, it's that the pace of her rise didn't give her room to grow naturally. I watched Donangelo's video on this yesterday and he compared TYLA to Pink Panthers and said that it's like Pink Panthers is watching the team of TYLA and Ice Spice, because in my own opinion, TYLA and Ice Spice mirrors each other. They mirror each other, they are brought into the music scene or into the industry and they are just skyrocketed into fame and then they come down just as fast. So Pink Panthers is, even though she has like hits here and there, you know, she's taking it step by step, growing slowly at a very reasonable pace, so that when she soars higher, people will not say she's an industry plant. So when it comes to TYLA, she soared like a rocket, but rockets can burn out if there isn't enough fuel to keep them in the air. TYLA's story is a reminder that slow and steady still matters. A viral hit can change your life, but if the foundation is not strong, it can set you up for a very public stumble. Now let's talk about her album release, her tour cancellation, and the commercial flop. Because by the start of 2024, TYLA's team was betting everything on what was supposed to be her big coronation moment. The plan was simple on paper: drop her debut project, then launch a massive world tour to cement her place as the next global pop star. A self-titled debut, TYLA, was scheduled to come out on March 22nd, 2024, literally one day before the tour was supposed to kick off. Girl, we only know you for water. Like, did you think people were going to learn your song in a day and then go to tour? Like, I'm not gonna lie, the dates were ambitious. So basically, she was meant to start with Europe, with stops in Norway, Paris, London, and then straight into North America with stops in New York, Atlanta, Toronto, Los Angeles, before she will wrap out by late May. For a brand new artist with only one real global hit, this was, I'm not gonna lie, an aggressive gamble, honestly. Then everything collapsed almost overnight. 2 weeks before opening night, TYLA announced that the entire tour was cancelled. On March 7, she put out a long note on social media saying that she had been silently suffering with an injury for over a year and things had gotten worse. Her doctors told her to stop before she risked permanent damage. She didn't go into detail about what exactly the injury was, but she called the decision heartbreaking and promised to come back once she recovered. Refunds would go out automatically, and she reassured fans that she would make it up to them as soon as she could. At first, people were sympathetic. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that, I did not sympathize with her. I knew like this girl was not selling anything, but like at first people were sympathetic. There were fans that flooded her comments with support, saying that she had been working non-stop and deserved to prioritize her health. People were saying that performers get hurt all the time, dancers they pull muscles, and singers they blow out their voices like The Weeknd. So honestly, it wasn't crazy to think that her body had finally hit its limit after months of non-stop promotion. But of course, we had the other side, because the tone wasn't as forgiving. Whispers started spreading that maybe the injury was a cover story. Cancelling a full world tour less than 2 weeks before opening night, obviously it raised eyebrows. People were speculating a lot of things. Some people were very blunt. People said that it was more like poor ticket sales than a health emergency. Other people pointed out the odd timing. If she had been injured for like a year, why wait until days before the show to pull the plug? And it wasn't just the tour, she also backed out of huge festival slots like Coachella and Governor's Ball. Those were career-defining stages, so bailing on them only added fuel to the rumor. Whether it was health or poor sales or a messy mix of both, the damage was the same. TYLA lost her biggest chance to connect with fans in person, to prove that she was more than a TikTok trend. TYLA, if you're watching this, let me say this: you could have gone for your tour. You see that big guy, I've forgotten what his name is, that drinks lean or sings about lean? I think he had like, I don't know if it was a tour, but that guy sat his ass and was like literally singing to his audience. People came up for him. I've forgotten what his name is. Please someone put in the comment section, but I'll put his video here. But yeah, I feel like she could have, I don't know the capacity of the tour when she proposed it. I don't know the capacity, but like, take inspiration from Infinity Sounds. Is it Infinity Sounds or Infinity Music? The sibling group, they do like soft rock band. Those people can tour for Africa. And I'm sure when they started touring, nobody knew them. Like, people don't really know them, but they still tour. They go to Norway, they go to different countries, they come to the UK, they they tour in New York, in America. They're New York sibling soft rock band. And I have stalked them a lot. Like, I really, really love them. And their ticket is not even expensive, like £30. But like, they're in your faces. They're in your faces until you remember them. And I love how they're starting so small that if they blow up, they started singing on the street. That if they blow up, I know that they've worked so hard for it. Maybe she was expecting like a big tour because again, one thing about Africans, I know we have ego. I'm not gonna lie. So you want your debut to be big. Again, I don't know the capacity of the tour, what she was expecting. You could have started in, even if it was a library. JT used to go to clubs to perform. People used to laugh at her. She's like, I know what I'm in for. Like, I know where I see myself. You could have gone to the Roundhouse in London. You could have started in a museum. You know, you could have started somewhere. I promise you, people would have come. Even if it was the day before, someone would be like, I don't have anything to do. Let me go for TYLA's concert. Okay? But now, instead of being remembered for a Killer Fest tour, she got remembered for cancelling one. And then came the numbers that really, really stung, because fast forward to 2025, literally August of 2025, around the same time that her EP projects just dropped, the first week sales in the US were brutal because it was reported that she only made 3,700 units in her first week, which for context, that is basically nothing for someone who just had a global smash. And her first, I don't know if that was that a mixtape on EP, the TYLA one. I think it sold like 10k. Is it 10 or 20k in the first week? Which again, for someone whose song Water went viral, I suppose it should sell nothing less than 100k. But the 3,700 units in her first week, like I said, that's basically nothing for someone who just had a global smash. Even small indie arts can outsell that. Online, people wasted no time turning it into a punchline. YouTube commentators, stan accounts, TikTok reacts, everyone just had something to say about TYLA flopping. Some people tied it back to her earlier controversies, saying that she turned up audiences by being defensive online or by alienating Black American fans during the color discourse. Others said that the hype around Water was never real to begin with, that it was just TikTok smoke and mirrors that couldn't convert into long-term fans. Let's not forget that the world of today is very short-spanned. Like, they could be your fan today and tomorrow they are gone. But that's not to say that she was completely done, because Water was still streaming heavily and she kept a stronghold in South Africa and certain European markets. But in the US, the market her label clearly wanted her to dominate. The momentum fizzled, and even industry voices, they chimed in. Joe Budden, for example, called her an industry plant by late 2024 and said that the VMA fiasco just made her look so out of touch with the very fan base that she needed to win over. And once that story took off, that she was a plant and that she was arrogant and that she couldn't back up the hype, it became hard for her to shake.
Joe Budden definitely gives I want TYLA, but I know I can't have her vibes, because this very deep, in his mind or in his heart, this deep one-sided beef is very, very weird. And he is, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I just saw someone I know. And yeah, it's actually quite disturbing and quite dangerous. It's also giving this kind of a similar thing that, I don't know what that guy's name is. I forgot his name, but he's a rapper from the South and he's obsession with Megan Thee Stallion. It's giving obsession, because there's no way you can hate someone that much. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, like, he's always speaking about TYLA and speaking negatively, but he recently did an interview on his podcast, which I don't watch. I just saw the clip. I would never put myself through that. And he's talking to Teyana Taylor, and Teyana Taylor has an album coming out, and TYLA's featured on the album. And then he was saying something about like, oh, don't include TYLA, get her off the song, or some shit like that, something negative. He's called her a DICK in the past, and TYLA is not giving that. So, you know, it's very concerning at this point.
I don't know if his video is still up, but that Joe Budden podcast with TYLA, and just the way he was talking about her not wanting to have Usher jamming her, and just not respecting her boundaries on the breakfast show. The way he was going off and the way he was talking about everything, it was giving me major P vibes. I don't know if anyone else peeped that, but for me, it was giving me major P vibes. I looked at everything, I looked at it several times, and I'm like, this is not just a regular person. This is a man that has, like, he's so passionate about it. This is no longer him reviewing and saying how much he don't like this girl or whether or not he has a problem against women. No, this is somebody that is like, man, they know this here, and people, they have a way with how they do things. If you don't know, they have a way, they have certain demeanors and stuff. And I looked at that, just know that whenever the news does come out, I called it first, but it's giving me major P vibes. I could be wrong. God forgive me if I'm wrong. But it's giving me major P vibes. It's giving me major P vibes.
Instead of being the story of a young star on the rise, her career became a case study of how quickly the internet and the industry can flip from praising someone as the next big thing to laughing at them for falling off. Now, on reflection and what's next. Yo, if I'm getting darker, that means it's getting dark, because again, I do not use artificial light, I use natural light. But anyways, I'm almost done. So let's speak about reflection and what is next. By 2025, the conversations around TYLA had completely flipped. Not too long ago, she was being branded as the next Rihanna, which I think was a big fucking mistake. Like, be your own self, TYLA. You should not come and be like, oh, I want to be the next Rihanna. Like, I want to be bigger than what I am now. You could have said that. So anyway, she was branded as the next Rihanna, the fresh face of African pop, ready to take over the world. Fast forward 18 months, and the narrative had shifted to think pieces. So many people have been speaking about it. There's been YouTube commentary, there's been TikTok videos, social media threads dissecting what went wrong in quotes. That kind of turnaround just says a lot about how fast the music industry builds stars up and just as quickly tears them down. I'm not a fan of TYLA. I'm not a fan of TYLA. I'm someone who thinks critically, and just researching and just speaking about this, I'm like 50-50 on this. I'm not gonna lie, you cannot take from my tone already. I'm 50-50. You know what? Upon further reflection, I actually do like TYLA. Like, I actually like her. I like TYLA. She's a queen. She is a queen. Because some of the reasons y'all are mad at her for is so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. Like, some of the reasons why you people are mad at her, not you people, but like why people are mad at her for, is so unnecessary. I went back and I watched videos, and it's literally rooted in hatred and xenophobia. Like, the way people speak about her, like, oh my god, like, I am cringing. There's a difference between giving constructive criticisms and outright hating someone so bad. Like, excuse me? Everything I said still stands, but like, I've seen other people's like commentary on TYLA, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Because when you think about it, apart from some of the things I've mentioned, she's not outrightly done anything to, like, piss people off. Apart from the race one, which I don't think it was her intention to piss people off, because like Charlamagne the God said, the Breakfast Club can be a very intimidating place to stay, and I can get why she would not, or she may not want to say the wrong things to ruffle the feathers of people. And prior to that, she said that it's very stressful, the word colored is very stressful in America. So now that I'm like thinking about it and reflecting, I do like TYLA. She's a queen. Before, I could not be asked because, like, I just listen to music and jam and go. But like, doing this research, I'm like, the hatred people have for TYLA is performative hatred, and it's rooted in xenophobia. Honestly, from what I have seen. Of course, some people have constructive criticism and everything, but most of it is rooted in xenophobia. And I think some people cannot understand the fact that she's someone who carries herself very well and exercises boundaries. And because of that, people just outrightly hate her. Because why are you hating on her for not wanting to dance on Usher? Don't get me wrong, her insulting her fans, saying, I think you need to shut the fuck up, it was so uncalled for. Like, she's a public figure, she should know not to do that. But you can criticize someone normally and go about your life, and you can also criticize someone and it has or is rooted in so much hatred, and that is what I have seen. And some of the hatred against TYLA is so performative, okay? But that's just my own 2 cents.
Remember, this is my own opinion. Think for yourself and do not follow the crowd.
How come this whole stuff with TYLA is not just xenophobia?
TYLA barely sold freaking 4,000 copies in her first week for her new EP because of the disrespect she displayed towards Black American people.
I've done my Googles. She posted a video on TikTok. She said, I'm a coloured South African. By the way, we don't say that in the UK either. It's a word that if you say here, you're in trouble. She posts that, and then it blows up. And then, like, for example, on this news article, some said, we are not going to call her coloured here, and if she personally demands it, her career will end before it even begins. So the anger is sparked at her posting on TikTok, which is an international marketplace. It's an international marketplace. And so now she has to come to when she comes to America, what happens? What's the rule? Like, I understand that you don't want her to say it, and you don't want to describe her that way, but this is so weird! Okay, so further Googles have shown that it's because of the interview that she did on The Breakfast Club.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Let's not get it twisted. That's a poor move. I'm not surprised she can't answer it. She's 22 years old. Yeah, no doubt that a 22-year-old woman who's at this point only really known for one song in her life hasn't got, like, a prepared statement for a question she didn't know was coming. I'm not surprised about that, but ultimately, it's a poor move. But the only reason they have decided to ask her that question on The Breakfast Club is because of something she said on TikTok, which is an international marketplace! Okay, I did further Googles, and it turns out that, like, no one's selling. None of these black women, even the American ones, aren't selling. So I don't know if this is all on TYLA, really.
To everyone in the diaspora that keeps disrespecting Black Americans, what have we learned from this?
I think we've just learned about American exceptionalism. That's it. Where do we rank? Where does my mother's blackness rank in terms? You know, her family are Jamaican. She was raised here in the UK. Like, where does she rank in the order of blackness that's allowed to own their black? What the hell is going on with everybody?
I'm really sorry. I'm ready to pay for this.
That video basically boils down a lot of the conversation around TYLA. That video, like, people are laughing at that and finding it funny and do not see the connection between TYLA and xenophobia. Like, that audio is disgusting, and the fact that y'all think it's funny and laughing at it is deeply disturbing. That audio has been going around for the last couple of weeks. I never found it funny, and I'm upset that so many people are reposting it and doing TikToks around it. But I mean, TikTok in itself is a whole minstrel show. It's no different than Vine and other platforms, but this is deeply concerning because a lot of Black Americans don't want to admit that this is the reason why you all never saw it for her to begin with. Now, I'm not going to hold you. I'm not the biggest TYLA fan. I don't think she is as talented as some of her peers. I think she's okay, but I think a lot of the critique and the criticism on her are deeply tied to anti-Blackness and xenophobia. Like, I made a comment about that audio in my video about TYLA because the way people describe TYLA and they kind of imitated her voice, they were doing that. They were doing it like, y'all are racist as fuck. Like, it's deeply disturbing that I'm watching people try to make it seem as though, no, I don't have no issue with her because of that. Yes, y'all do. Y'all got to be honest about that. And again, like, I'm not coming out. I'm not a part of the TYLA defense team because, honestly, I'm not really pressed by another thin, biracial, whatever girl not doing well. There's so many other Black girls not doing well, so I'm not really concerned. But I do see the valid criticism that folks are giving in response to her. And y'all need to check that because it's disgusting and deeply disappointing.
So what can we actually take away from her rise and fall? First, TYLA's story is a reminder that cultural context doesn't always travel well. As a South African stepping into the US spotlight, she wasn't just another pop girl trying to break America. She came in with a very specific cultural background, identifying proudly as colored in South Africa, which is normal and accepted there but misunderstood and offensive to some in the States. So when she froze up during that breakfast interview, instead of breaking it down clearly, it left too much space for outsiders to twist the meaning. That silence became its own narrative. People filled in the blanks with their own assumptions. Maybe if she had come in earlier saying, back home we used colored, it's part of my mixed heritage, but I'm also a proud black African woman, she could have cut off the backlash before it even started. But she didn't, and the internet used the opportunity to pounce on her. At the same time, it also exposed how ignorant some people are about African history. Global artists almost always end up being cultural ambassadors, whether they like it or not. TYLA learned that the hard way. Second, her controversies weren't huge scandals. She did not commit crimes or do anything unforgiving, but perception is everything when it comes to pop culture. Enough small stumbles, awkward interviews, clapping back at fans with shut the fuck up, looking a bit defensive online. It just painted her as cold or unlikable to casual listeners, and those little moments just add up, especially when you don't yet have years of goodwill to build up. Older stars can get away with spicier personalities once fans already love them. TYLA didn't get that grace period. She came in hot. She skipped the slow and steady introduction and ended up looking harsh before the world even had time to connect with her. Thirdly, TYLA's career just shows how fragile viral fame really is. Water, it was massive, but one viral hit is not enough to sustain a career if the follow-ups do not land. She dropped more singles, she dropped a project, but none of them caught fire the same way. That's not unusual. Most artists, they do not even replicate their first big breakout right away. But in her case, the timing was brutal. The backlash drowned out the music, and the album sales were weak enough to become their own meme. It confirmed what critics were already saying, that she was all hype, no substance. That perception, fair or not, is spread faster than any press release her team could ever put out. But here's the thing, is it the end for TYLA? Before I go on, I just want to say the way her team just put her in the spotlight it was too much. Because if Arya Star released a song and it doesn't sell, nobody will come for her because, again, she's on the slow and steady. Burna Boy sold 8k in his last project. People did not come for him like that because, again, he's slow and steady. But because of how TYLA was just dumped on us, we're watching her like she's like Rihanna, literally. But the thing is, she's just only 23. Lots of artists, they have rough patches early in their careers and they bounce back stronger later. What she's going through now might just be a painful learning phase. She's already shown that she can own her identity better. For example, when she clarified her background on social media after the Breakfast Club mess, she also made it clear that her goals are bigger than herself. She said straight up that she wants to be the biggest pop star to come out of South Africa, and that she wants to represent Amapiano and her culture on the global stage, and that she wants to open doors for other African artists. That's not just ego talking. I feel like that is her vision. If she can recalibrate or like learn from her mistakes and come back with the right record at the right time, people could very easily flip the narrative again. Like they could flip the story again. Because if you're being honest, the downfall label might be exaggerated anyway, because for sure her US hype cooled off and the internet dragged her, but she still made history. She won a Grammy, she won a VMA award, she put South African music in rooms that it hadn't been in before. Millions of artists would kill for that resume at 23. Maybe this isn't a downfall at all, maybe it's just the end of chapter 1. Pop culture loves a comeback story, and audiences have short memories when the music hits. At the end of the day, TYLA's story is a reflection of the industry that she's in. Viral hits can make you overnight, but if you don't have time to build a solid foundation, the same speed can break you down. Add in social media, cultural misunderstandings, and the unforgiving pace of modern fame, you have the recipe for a perfect storm. But she's not yet finished. If she takes the lessons like handling the press matter, keeping her cool online, and focusing on delivering undeniable music, she still has the talent and drive to flip the script. Like she said during the peak of her rise, the global impact that Water has had proves African music can be pop too. I represent my culture. That statement alone might be the key to her second act. She burned too bright, too quickly the first time, but that does not mean that she cannot rise again. Maybe wiser and more grounded. The TYLA story is not over. In my own opinion, I just feel that it's been paused. So guys, that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. It's a little bit dark. Please bear with me, but I just did not want to sit in front of like my bed because like children were playing and they kept like looking into my room, which I've told them so many times, don't look into my room because it throws me off when you're looking into my room. First of all, is it not disrespectful? Why are you looking into my room? They're like standing looking at me like so I just had to like come to my wall to like, you know, speak to you guys. And that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this. If you've reached the end, please kindly like, share, subscribe if you care. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And in case it's your first time seeing me and you want to know what else I'm all about, my name is Joel and I make videos like this every single week. I put 1 to 2 videos out every week depending on my capacity, but I try to be as consistent as possible. So thank you so much. If you've reached the end, you can also follow me on Instagram, which I'm getting more open to because I've seen a few of you guys have followed me on Instagram. I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. Thank you so much for following me. I think that's all I have. Kindly subscribe if you've not liked this video. Thank you. And yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to go and eat, cuddle with Orion, which is my cat, and then have a shower and then start editing. I'm currently editing a video on Miriam Byron that I recorded like last week. I put out a video on Brazilian Jenkins. Please go and watch it. It took a lot of effort for that video. I'm not gonna lie, it's like literally 2 hours 20 minutes. So please, thank you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate the love. Thank you. Okay. But yeah, so I'm currently editing a video on Mary Jane. I keep saying Mary Jane Byron. I'm editing a video on her. So if this video is out, it will be out. So I don't know if this video is going to be out before that one or that one will be out before this one. But if the video is not out after this one, then that means it will be the next video that will be out. But if the video is out after this, please go and watch it, okay? But if the video is out before this, please go and watch it. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you. Until next time, bye.
TYLA is living proof that sometimes it takes 10 years to become an overnight success, and that the universe is preparing you for your moment, even when you don't realize what that moment actually is yet. She was born in Johannesburg, South Africa, and had never even left the country until 2023. But she had been making music all her life. She started in choirs and dance groups as a kid, and then finally in high school just started posting a bunch of random covers to Instagram from 2015 to 2018, and then just started DMing them to random music people, random music producers, until eventually, somehow from that, got connected to her first manager. She graduates high school in 2019 and then releases her first single at the end of the year called Getting Late. After just 3 months, there's a little thing called the COVID-19 pandemic, and she can no longer promote her music, can't make a music video, can't go on tour, nothing. So she starts going to school for the engineering of mining, like building infrastructures and designing things underground for mines. And then after doing this for a while, really told her family, like, hey, like, I just want to pursue music. Music is my thing. But they always wanted her to pursue an education. So they agreed, hey, you get 1 year to do this. You can go, you can take a year off school. You can try this music thing full time. But after that, if it doesn't work out, we want you to go back to education. She said, done. With that, she then films the music video with her manager just on a camera. They have to do it in like 2-week increments. All of these things just to get her first music video out. Eventually, from doing this, she ends up getting signed to Epic Records. She then releases 4 more singles from 2021 to 2022 until finally, at the beginning of 2023, she gets on the opening of Chris Brown's European tour for Under the Influence. Keep in mind, this is her first tour ever. Like, the fact that she is this good of a performer, despite having never really done it before, is insane. Later that year, she finally releases Water, and Water was the song that, like, changed everything for her career. This was the first time in 55 years an artist from South Africa had a song even enter the top 100 Billboard chart. Like, this is not a country that has a huge global music presence. And what's funny is this song really blew up for the dance and the choreography, where she was performing it, and these views of the water dance got like 500 million views on some of them. And this song just completely blows up. She's performing on Jimmy Fallon. The music video comes out, gets over 100 million views on YouTube. And what's crazy is that she has stated that this song and her dance style is really based off of South African culture. A lot of inspiration from Amapiano and just other and dance styles of South Africa. This is exactly what I mean when I say it takes 10 years to become an overnight success, because had she, spent all this time trying to make very American pop music, or just not being true to who she was as a performer and as a dancer, then her song would have never blown up the way it did. But because she was willing to fight against all odds to film a music video in the middle of a pandemic, just to hopefully get recognized by a label, just to hopefully put out some more singles, just to hopefully have one of them take off, just to go on a tour that you're opening for, hope that gets you some traction, and then eventually won a Grammy for Best African Music Performance. She's the youngest African artist to ever win a Grammy in history. And she has stated her goal is really to be the first, African pop star. We've never had that really in history, and she is so well on her way to doing that. She's already broken records. She's already won a Grammy. It is this beautiful story that she could have not possibly known while studying mining engineering, that pouring water on her back was what she was meant to do in life. But sometimes life is like that. And what you have to learn from this is your authenticity as a person is what makes you unique. It's what makes you special. For her, that was pouring water down her back. For someone else, it might be something completely different. But because she was willing to not, follow trends, not commodify to fitting in this box to try and make it out of the country she was from, she instead was like, how do I use these skills and these amazing pieces of my culture that all these people haven't discovered yet to make me stand out and make me more special? And it's just a beautiful story. So we love TYLA.